I mean it's not gonna. Not a gourmet roast or anything, it's just that classic dark charcoaly brew that just hits the spot, especially when you need some refreshment in the morning, I don't know, like after eating 2 breakfasts and… Anyway, we're on our way, it should be just up ahead, I think, down the next street for breakfast number 3. Next up on this breakfast Thai street food tour we are on, this is Yawarat Road. But we are just off the road, this is 23, and right down here you'll see there's almost continuously a line of people that are waiting to order a dish called kmudeng, which is rice-topped with red barbecued pork, which is similar to chatsu, the Thai Chinese style of chasu, often including which is the Thai Chinese sausage, and also mukrab, which is crispy pork belly all over rice with a red sweet sauce all over it. And so this place is called kmudeng Nyo, and it's a legendary place, they've been serving for 50 years, it's a heritage restaurant. We are gonna see them as they make the process and talk a little bit with Auntie, and that's what we're eating next. They do things the traditional way. Auntie is extremely friendly, she chops up the sausage, the barbecue pork, the crispy pork belly, the eggs, and the rice is still served in a wooden barrel, which is something really cool that you won't find everywhere. And then the sauce, which is this red, oh here comes a fresh batch of the sauce, like thick sticky sauce, is poured into bottles, into like whiskey bottles before it's then just poured over the entire mixture. We're gonna order paisit, which is the special, which comes with everything included, and then try this out. So much sauce, the barbecue pork, the crispy pork belly, the sauce's sausage, that's all in here, and then it's just so saucy, and a mountain of rice. I'll get some of that, maximize the sauce on this first bite. And the portrait drive here, I think they appreciate their special version is 60. But that's less than $2, but that's a big portrait of food. She literally like takes 2 handfuls of rice, patch it down, pounds it down, compresses it before adding in all the meat, before just drenching it in that sticky sweet porky sauce. And the flavor, typically kmudeng, the sauce is a little bit on the sweet side, so it definitely is a little bit sweet, but it has a nice depth of flavor. It's not only sweet, it's porky, there's a little bit of seasoning, it's not like overly strong, but like a little bit of a star anise flavor to it. Then you've got the pork, the barbecue pork, you've got the crispy pork belly is one of the highlights here, and they say that that's the thing, the first thing that sells out here. And then you've got this sweet Chinese sausage, which also adds the sweetness to it. The rice is really fragrant, really fluffy, and then I mean it's just a hearty, simple dish focused on the roasted meats. And just that sauce, look at how sticky that sauce is, and they're quite generous with the amount of sauce, with the amount of ingredients and toppings. And that crispy pork belly, let's isolate that crispy pork belly, but before we try that, we need to do a little bit of seasoning. So most of the time Thais would add on, drizzle on some of this sweet soy sauce a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of the sweet soy sauce, maybe just a little bit, but it is very common to add to this. And then also something that's mandatory are the chilies, vinegar chilies, which these are not necessarily very spicy, but it does provide a nice little vinegary contrast to the sweetness and the richness of all those meats. So I'm definitely going to isolate that piece of pork belly with all those toppings now. Okay, the pork belly is a highlight without any doubt. That skin is so crispy, and you really taste the fire smokiness of it. One of the condiment seasonings that I love about kmudeng is always they have sometimes a cup, sometimes an entire bucket of green onions, fresh green onions that you can grab and chase oil that completes the bite. Oh, that goes up your nose a little bit. Let's move into the egg next. This is definitely one of the highlights as well. Add a little more to that sauce. And you can see the egg is soft boiled, so the yolk still remains kind of, oh, this should actually just be one bite. Music, nothing, just satisfying as a one-biter. Egg New York squeezes out the sauce, the sauciness, and the yolk is kind of the whiteness kind of melts in your mouth always at the same time. You cannot tell where the yolk starts and the white begins. It's just all kind of like completely like silky in your mouth all at the same time. A lot of different, like the meats are a little bit on the sweet side, but I'm really impressed most with the crispy pork belly. The mukrab here is just awesome, just the crispiness, and you really taste the fire smokiness of it here. Check the top, here's a piece of the pork belly, look at that, it's so crispy. And ironically look, the crispy pork belly doesn't even feel fatty, it's not jiggly, it's not gelatinous, it's just the meat. The saltiness and the crispiness of the skin, if you look now you can just see. It is packed, you can see that there's people waiting in line, people delivering big plates of kamadang. That crispy pork belly something awesome, which is the Cantonese Chinese sausage. It's definitely very sweet, and I wouldn't say that it's one of my favorite things because it's so sweet, especially as an adult, but definitely when I was a kid I loved it, and whenever I eat it, it just brings back good memories from childhood with my grandma. That's also part of the reason why I like this dish. Really good and really filling, and this plate is huge, oh man. I'm starting up fully sweat from the digestive sweats. The meat sweats are starting to kick in, and just the humidity of Bangkok, oh man. I took one makeup. So, and he was just explaining the street style is 50 years old. Her father and mother started it, and they sold her, and her father still comes sometimes, she said every now and then, especially one day per week he'll come, but that thought the recipe came from her father 2 generations, maybe 3 generations, but 50 years of selling this year. This is a heritage street food stall in Bangkok. I'll come back up there, just so nice, so friendly, so much experience, 50 years. And look, as we're leaving, check it out, the crispy pork belly is finished, sold out. I think that's it for the day. And it's like 9:30 a.m. That was delicious, they're so friendly, and we're gonna keep on eating. We have one more place. This is going to be the grand finale now. It's not so much breakfast anymore, but it's turning into brunch. Coming up next, foreign. Close to the next place should be just down the road from here, which is called Chua Hang Sing Han Palo, and they are famous especially for their braised goose, and I've never been to this place. It was recommended, it's very popular locally, but it's kind of off the beaten path from the main road, so we're gonna check it out. Hopefully we get a taste of their legendary goose. So this restaurant, they've been selling for 45 years. It's another heritage goose restaurant. They have the goose up here at the front, which have been braised in a variety of seasonings. I'm sure some soy sauce, some 5-star anise, probably some coriander, roots and garlic and cinnamon. The aromas here, I love just how old school this place is. This is like original decor. Antiques, relics from 45 years. This is a shophouse style restaurant. We ordered a plate of the goose, which he grabs from here, and then he chops up just delicately all the different parts. You know. Okay. And then he just scoops on, drenches it in some of that goose juice, and then what's cool about this place is they have tables all the way down in the alley, so I'm gonna just walk down here. Okay, come down here, and down here is where you'll find some seating in the alley, and they even actually have another shop here where you could sit as well, but we got a table right here. What a location. What a spot for goose. This is just my perfect atmosphere for eating in the back alleys of Bangkok. I just love the atmosphere, and I love how it's a shop house. They slice up, I mean. They've been braising goose for 45 years. This place is again a heritage restaurant. That broth is so aromatic, you smell all of the spices in there, probably the roots and medicinal Chinese herbs that go into that broth, and that braising liquid served with rice, served with a chili garlic sauce. Oh, look at that. Oh man, I want to just hydrate it as much as possible. Get it fully juiced with that braising liquid. Okay.
However, if you don't want all of
wow. All that broth is so medicinal tasting, so herbal tasting, so like rooty tasty. You taste all those roots in there, that the coriander root, probably all those dry Chinese medicinal herbs and spices that go into that liquid to braise it. Oh, and yet it's so smooth at the same
just like trying the soup of a
time.
bowl.
The meat itself is extremely lean, and then the skin just kind of like dissolves, the fattiness just dissolves on your tongue. That the braising liquid is delicious though. Oh, it's so good. Take some of the goose, dip it into the sauce. Garlic, chilies, vinegar. That is extraordinary. Oh yes, in combination of the soy sauce, the acidity of the vinegar to break down that richness, plus the garlic, push the green chilies. Oh, there's coriander in there as well. That's also giving a nice herbal
texture. And then it's cooked down
over
with
on
the
this
fat.
side. We have some different parts of the goose. This is more of the thigh, maybe looks like more skin. I'm going to add some of this next to my rice. This juice is insane, this goose juice. And then add on some of the sauce. The goose juice is insane, it's so much whatever. Oh man, and it just tastes kind of like light at the same time, like it's not too heavy, not overly rich, the perfect balance, all that stunningly tasty. Wow. So good. And then we got a soup, chicken feet soup, chicken feet, chicken necks, chicken parts, there's some goji berries in here, look at how milky that broth is. Wow, that's like thickened chicken, you could just tell the taste, the melted skin and fat in there, rich, thick, a little sweetness from the goji berries, but just like a really pure kind of chicken broth. I can't get over that goose juice, that could be a beverage, you could just sit here and drink that goose juice, it's so flavorful. The goose is wonderful, but the goose juice, it's truly like, I mean, literally you would be happy with just a cup of the goose juice over rice, or even just drinking, taking a shot of that goose juice, it's so good, oh man. It's still good. I think this is, I guess, goose blood. Take a bite of that goose and blood, and then chase it with a goose juice. Let me tell you, you cannot get enough of that goose juice, and I just love saying goose juice. I can't stop saying it, it's so much fun and it tastes so good. Oh wow. It's a sad moment down to the end of the plate with just a little bit of juice left. One more bite, okay, only one way to do it, no goose juice is going to waste. Oh yes. Oh, it's so happiness, I think I could just sleep for the rest of the day. No thank you for the pineapple king, says I need to digest pineapple. That was just so good, and oh man, I'm full, I'm happy, I'm ready to go home and take a nap, and I will have all 4 of these places, all the information in the description box that you can check out. And I want to say a big thank you for watching this Thai street food tour, mainly in Yabra, in Bangkok's Chinatown. I'll have all the information in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up. If you enjoyed it, leave a comment below, I'd love to hear from you, and make sure you continue watching lots more Thai street food videos. Thanks again for watching, see you on the next video. Thank you for watching video. Please subscribe for watch more new videos.